We didn't talk about the fact that she also said the Black Thought didn't write his raps.
Good point. My
Now
apologies.
That's something.
That's
You know.
nothing to me. I don't believe that. Like you
So
gonna have to.
So at one point,
convince-
so it says right here in this article by, who's this by? It's a DX article. At one point, Sheehan said that Malik and fellow Roots affiliate Dice Raw were behind some of Thought's greatest work. But as the allegations continue to fly, Young Guru chimed in and said, "Y'all know I don't get on these internets for nothing. I let a lot of things slide, but what you're not about to do is question Black Thought's pen. That's not about to happen in my lifetime." And so, an interesting thing with all of that is the conversation that I saw either in the chat or somebody bring up that being in the studio and maybe taking rhymes from him and then putting it on something. It makes me wonder, like I've been in studio situations and written with people, and they've taken lines that I've used and put them on records. It doesn't mean that they're stealing lines from me. It just means that it makes sense for them to use something a little bit different. I don't think. I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't in the room with them, but the one thing that I will say is since 2000, or even the last decade, there has been very few people MC wise that are as prolific with the pen as Black Thought is, and so I'm pretty sure that he doesn't currently have a ghostwriter. So, seems a little goofy to me.
I just can't. Like I said, this could be just the fan talking, but it's hard for me to wrap my mind around the fact that Black Thought is not writing what we've heard all this time. Like Lone, what you said is spot on from a studio standpoint. Like, you've been there before. You know how it goes. If you're writing, you collab. It can go back and forth between 2 or 3 people. If it's a lot of people in there that are being creative, we can get that part. But it's like, nah, I just can't see. And the fact that Young Guru came out and said that, he never says anything when it comes to allegations or crazy beef or internet news or any of that shit. So the fact that he came out and said that kind of further lets me know that this might be some bullshit. Like I'm not going. Like, I'll stand corrected if something comes out, which I highly doubt it does, but I'm not going. I don't see that shit. Jay Diff, what you think, man? I don't see it.
It's kind of the same thing when everybody was saying Jay-Z didn't write his own stuff, or he was just biting all the time. He had to create something around those lyrics as well, even when he was borrowing a big line or whatever. With Black Thought, I mean, the way he puts things together, there's no way that he's got a ghostwriter. I mean, it's not really even a conversation. It's on some 2020 shit, man. At the end of the day,
I'm not going to have a
I don't
conversation.
really have anything to say to that.
Nah, there really isn't much to say to it. Nah, to be honest, even if you have, it's one of the comments. Black Thought had writer's block. It doesn't mean you're gonna write somebody. You're gonna steal somebody's raps. Just it don't work like that.
Nah, man, I'm just not going with that. Even on the albums that Malik B was on, I mean, they don't even have the same style.
Nah, that's what threw me off. When you think about Black Thought from a stylistic standpoint about how he raps, wordplay, structure, how he puts it together. Nah,
it's not the same.
Nah, it just don't make sense.
It's kind of like, all right, so it came out. Everybody knew this. That was hip. Knew that Jay-Z wrote the bars or lines for Forgot About Dre.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hear it.
I think he did next episode. I thought he wrote next episode.
Not next episode. Yeah. It was you can hear.
Jay-Z wrote Forgot About Dre.
It wasn't next episode.
Forgot About Dre. Yeah.
It's Forgot About Dre.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
You can hear.
I thought it was next episode.
Still DRE.
Oh, still DRE.
Still DRE. Yeah. You can hear.
You got so many different songs that are named so similar.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You can hear Jay-Z all over that album. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like his pen.
Yeah, when
It
you think
sounds
about
like
it,
something Jay would say. When you're talking about Malik B writing for Roots, even early Roots stuff, they don't sound the same.
They sound similar though. They
And
do
this
sound
is,
similar. I
eh,
mean, like
I,
a lot
I'm
of
ex-
I mean, to me, when I listen to like old school Malik stuff, like to me, I hear Black Thought in that, and maybe it's just region, maybe it's just because they did work together, but that's just me personally. I do actually kind of hear a similarity. It doesn't sound like a biting. It just sounds like a similarity in style.
And the thing is, say Malik B was really doing all that for Black Thought. Okay, well, after Malik B wasn't around, well, who was writing for Black Thought then?
Right.
who was the
Like, 'cause
hidden
he
Black
was
Thought
in-
after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about
who wrote the who wrote
and-
the joint when he freestyled for 8 minutes long?
yeah, who wrote that?
Exactly. Who wrote that? Exactly.
that-
You know,
That was a Malik B rap from 1993.
Thanks, Lone.
he was so far ahead of the game. He was writing about people that weren't even out and famous yet, in technology he didn't know about. That's how ill Malik. Like, I mean, and see, I'm not. This is where it can get kind of crazy, because if I feel like she's making this up or she has her facts wrong about Malik B being such a major contributor to Black Thought, and this is where we are right now. If you listen to all our opinions, this is going to hurt her validity to some people when it's talking about a sexual assault, whatever, however you want to put that, sexual impropriety with Common, because people are like, you know, because if Black Thought is like, no, I wrote all my own shit going back to Do You Want More and Organics. Like, Malik B was he was doing his thing, but I wrote all my rhymes. And people are gonna say, if she lied about somebody writing their rhymes, you know, where is she at when it comes to talking about potentially being sexually assaulted? That's where, and I don't want it to be that way, but you just, like, she has to prepare for that, because just listening to all our opinions specifically about Black Thought and him being prolific with his rhyme writing, and us just believing him, when Common comes out and makes his statement, which he eventually will have to do, like, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt. And that's why it's so hard for women to come forward. But also, she's tied it into some other things that, like, you know, maybe you needed to separate a couple of these statements.
They're saying it in the chat though. Like they're saying it in the chat about, you know, coming off his anger being behind it. So to his point, to Jay Moore's point, it's like, you know, if something comes out and it's fact checked and it validates Black Thought, this is stupid that we even have this conversation, but that is going to make her, like, it, you know, some of it is anger and just being bitter towards certain things that happen. So I don't know, man. We'll see. Like, that one's going to be very interesting to see who comes out and says what to try to diffuse it, or if it grows legs and continues to go. So
if you've enjoyed this segment of the New Old Heads podcast, make sure to join our live show every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/bringingdowntheband, and join our private Discord community with talks on hip hop, music, news, and everything else. Links in the description below.